Happy Monday, second graders. I am going to take a minute to tell you about our choice board. And then today for math, I just want you to make sure that you can see each one of those choices. And if you would like to do one of the choices, you may. But this choice board is going to stay the same all week. And you can make one choice a day, or you can make two choices a day. But by the end of the week, you should have gotten to all of them. So let's look at how I am arranging the choice boards. We are in a new quarter. We are in quarter 3. There are 4 quarters in the school year. So that basically means how many report cards are sent home. So you got 1 report card in the fall. 1 just got sent home last week. And now we're working on our second winter report card, and then you will get your last report card before or at the end of the year. So there's all sorts of skills that we need to get to by the end of the year, but on each quarter, there's certain skills that we need to focus on. So these 4 skills are skills that we need to focus on right now. So counting by ones, twos, fives, tens, and hundreds, writing our numbers in different ways. Now, this is a skill that we've practiced before. That's writing it in standard form, expanded form, word form, and model form. And then we also need to work on adding and subtracting and solving story problems. So each one of our choice boards is linked to one of those skills. So you'll see right here where it says 2NS1, that skill is counting. So this week I have put 1 kind of counting video, and then I've also done an assignment on Prodigy. So at some point this week, you need to log on to Prodigy and complete that assignment. Now, the assignment has lots of questions, and I don't want you to spend an hour on Prodigy getting the whole assignment done in one day. I want you to stretch it out. So if you spend about 10 minutes a day, so you spend 10 minutes on Monday, 10 minutes on Tuesday, 10 minutes on Wednesday, 10 minutes on Thursday, and 10 minutes on Friday, by the end of Friday, you should have done or completed that assignment. Okay, if I go to Prodigy right now, it's called 2NS1 skill practice, and I'm pretty sure that when you log on to Prodigy, it's just automatically going to pop up for you. So you won't have an option to do other kinds of questions. You'll only be answering questions about counting by ones, twos, fives, tens, or hundreds. All right, so that's choice 1. And again, you should probably be making that choice either once a day for 10 minutes or every other day for 15 minutes. But that's something that I don't want you to spend an hour on one day. Spending an hour on Prodigy is too long. All right, your next choice for the week is 2NS2, and that's just practicing writing numbers in a different way. So it's a boom deck, and if you click on the boom deck, it will bring you to the cards. So here it is. So I'm not going to do them all, but there's 30 cards. And this is also an option that even if you do it one time, it's still good practice. So maybe one day you get through 10 cards and then you log on and you do 10 more cards. It doesn't mean that you have to sit here and do all 30 cards on Monday. Pace it out. These are the choices that are here for all week, but I do want you to get to each choice. So here it says build the number 456. And here's your base 10 bank. So you're going to drag your base 10 blocks to build this number. Or another way to say it would be that you're going to show me in model form. So I'm going to build 450, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and then 6 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I can submit. and then go on to the next one. So now this one says type the expanded form of the base 10 model shown. Okay, so I'll do one more. So this I would say 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600. So I'll write 600 plus I have 10, 20, 30, 40 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 600 plus 40 plus 9. All right, so that's choice number 2. And remember, you need to make that choice at some point during the week. You can also make that choice and do 10 cards and then make that same choice a different day. All right, then we have 2CA1. So this is a workplace, and I'm going to teach you how to play it. And just like the other choices, just because you play it one day doesn't mean that that choice has to be over. Maybe you make that choice several times. All right, so here are the directions in case you forget, but I'm just going to read it to you, and then I'm going to show you what the board looks like. So I would find a grown-up or a sibling at your house that you can play with to make it a little bit more fun. But you are going to pick a color. So one player will be blue and one color will be red. And players are each going to write their starting number in the table on the record sheet. And you're going to determine what your starting number is by flipping over cards. And I'll show you how to do that in a minute. So it says each player picks a color, blue or red, and then marks and labels a starting number other than 500 on the number line. So it needs to be a number that's less than or not 500. So it can really be any number, but it's also not going to be 1,000. Okay? You'll decide who goes first, and players will take turns rolling the dice and flipping the penny. The dice will tell you how many hundreds to jump, and the penny will tell you whether you're going to go forwards or backwards. Forwards would mean that you're adding, and backwards would mean that you're subtracting. Each player gets 5 turns to roll or jump. So once you've done 5 turns, the game's over, and then you have to figure out who won. So each turn starts from where they landed on the previous turn. Players continue to record their jumps and label each number they land on in their own color. If a player can't make the number of jumps they rolled because they would go off the line, they lose that turn. So I'll show you what that means in a second. At the end of the game, after 5 turns each, players work together to figure out how far they each are from 500. The player who lands closer to 500 wins. All right, so here we go. I'm going to just pretend for a second. So again, you're going to use your writing tool, and one player will write in red and one player will write in blue. So I'm going to pick a number 450. Remember, I can choose any number between 0 and 1,000, but not 500. Okay, now the blue player, I'm going to just say, I'm going to start at 700. Okay. So this is game 1, and then you can play again, okay? So you would toss or choose a number. So that means that I would jump 600. So this is the red line. Let me mark that. This will be red player, and this will be blue player. Oops. So probably the first thing that I want to do, this is why it might be nice to play with a grown-up. I know that 450 is like probably right here. It's not going to be all the way over here. Okay. 450. Okay, so it says that I'm going to jump 600. Now here's the thing. If I would go off the board, then I can't do that turn. So if I do 600, then that would be off the board. that would put me over 1,000. So I lose my turn. So now it would be the blue turn. So I'm going to, again, I'm going to change my color. So this would be a grown-up or a sibling. I'm going to toss. Okay, wait. Let me draw. So 700 would be like 600. 700 would be my starting point. Oh, wait. I should do it down here. $700. Now, if I did 3 jumps, I can really do it either way. So now it's just going to tell me if I'm going to go forward or backwards. If I do 3 jumps forward by hundreds, then I'll be right at 1,000. If I do 3 jumps backwards, does anyone know what it would be? Then I'll be at 400. So let's see. Heads is forwards and tails is backwards. So heads is forwards. So I'm going to draw on my number line my jumps. So 100, 200, 300. So each of those jumps, so this is plus 100, plus 100, plus 100. All right, and then I'm also going to label it down here. So I started at 700, 800, 900. So now I'm at 1,000. So in my, oh gosh, you guys, look what I did up here. I need to change that. 700. You know what I mean. So, Mrs. Bean, what were you doing? So just know that this is supposed to say blue. This is supposed to be red. Okay, so now I'm at 1,000. So that would be my new spot. So I'm going to write 1,000. Okay, and then it will be red turn again, and you're going to go back and forth, back and forth. This is a game that you're going to need to find a grown-up to help you just get started, because although I've started to explain it, and maybe I'll revisit it this week to explain it a little bit more, but this is a game that's good just as practice on some of our skills, okay, to be able to add forwards and subtract backwards. All right, now it is over 100, so it's just a bonus skill. All right, the last choice board is Study Island, and you really want to make sure that when you're logging onto Study Island that you're choosing the Indiana standards. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll make another video later to just show you again. I don't have a student's iPad with me right now, but you should be doing Indiana standards, not US standards. That will bring you to a different spot. I won't see what you're doing, so it has to be the Indiana standards. Now, I've created an assignment just like I did on Prodigy, but for this assignment, it's going to be story problems. So you're going to practice solving addition and subtraction problems with story problems on Study Island. Just like Prodigy, there's multiple questions. So don't do the whole thing in one day. Pace yourself. Do a few questions on Monday, a few questions on Tuesday, and then by the end of the week on Friday, you should have completed it. Okay, but do not spend an hour doing the whole assignment. All right, so that's the choice board. These choices will be made after our lesson, but for today's lesson, all you're going to do is just make sure that you can get onto each of these things and that you know where it is. And ask me any questions today if you have them. Okay, so if you don't know how to log on to Prodigy, you need to ask me today. If you don't know what I'm talking about on Study Island, you have to ask me today. All right, but those are the things. You're doing the assignments, not just random skills. You're practicing counting or solving story problems. All right, again, let me know if you have any questions today. Do not wait until Thursday or Friday to ask.